David Greenleaf in the 58. Dan Nesmith in the 48. And contact, the 44 is trying to get down, but Mike Wallace is right there. Devin Curran in the 44 trying to clear for third and get down to the bottom. Again, he is pinching him down. Hard contact, and we've got carnage into the concrete. That was the 5, Dominic Curran. Tough break there. Nowhere to go as they were 3 wide with spinning in turn 1.
Yeah, that's 2 races in a row with a tough break for Dom Curran. 2 weeks ago, lost the motor in a ball of flames over in turn 3. They put a new power plant in that car. Sometimes these deals look a little worse than they are. Obviously, body panels all over the place. Dom wants to get going and get in and get that car fixed. Frustration for him as he was coming into the weekend racing with his buddy PJ Merrill for Rookie of the Year honors here in the class. With typically these cars are a little bit on the edge and out of control. A lot of times in the corner sideways. It's just a characteristic of a car with late model power but treaded street tires. Hopefully primarily cosmetic damage on that 35.
Let's try this again. David Greenleaf and Dan Nesmith. Still the same 1 and 2 from the original start. David Greenleaf, Dan Nesmith, dead even going into 3. A great battle up front. Devin Curran and Mike Hodgkins. As Hodgkins almost gets pinched in the middle of some more 3-wide action, but he is smart and backs out of that one. Dan Nesmith in the 48 falling backwards, and that is not helping Mike Hodgkins any as it pushes him all the way to the rear. Halfway this time. David Greenleaf checking out. Devin Curran pulls it up into second, and here comes the Cowboy, Dan Trask, underneath the 48. And now it's Dan Nesmith getting shuffled to the rear as Mike Hodgkins is able to find an opening, and he'll try to climb his way back up to where he left off. David Greenleaf almost a straightaway now on Devin Curran. And here comes Mike Hodgkins making the outside work around the Cowboy, Dan Trask. And Mike Hodgkins will continue to progress on the outside, sticking a nose to the outside of the 44 now. Devin Curran. Hodgkins is looking for second with 1 lap to go. David Greenleaf has this one in the bag, but we've got a race for second, folks. Devin Curran and Mike Hodgkins down to the wire. Who's going to take second? And it's PJ Merrill and Matty Beers. Dead even down the back chute. James Osmond keeping it up tight. Jason Oakes in the 11, moving up quickly all the way to 4th. As your top 2 still run dead even for the top spot. PJ Merrill, Matt Beers. And Oakes in the 11 puts that nose right under the tail of James Osmond for a moment there down the front stretch. Matt Beers slowly picking away on the high line, and he clears PJ Merrill, and he'll move down to the bottom in turn 3. And here comes your other championship contender, James Osmond, up to second around the high side of PJ Merrill as well. Jason Oakes is going to try to follow as well. Five laps down, 5 to go, as Matt Beers has a few car length cushion on his championship rival. Right behind him, James Osmond. Jason Oakes was unable to maneuver around the high side of PJ Merrill like your top two. He'll settle into 4th in the meantime. And Michael Harrison in the 85 will round out the top 5 at the moment. James Osmond clicking off slightly faster lap times than your leader. As we have 2 laps to go, and Osmond is slowly closing in on Matt Beers. White flag's gonna fly this time. And Matt Beers is gonna hang on for Heat 2 of the Super Streets. And the 58's got some sparks underneath it. Let's hope that thing holds up. Devin Currett has a slight advantage in the first few corners.
Oh, and already things taking a turn. Matt Beers in the clear now, up into 6th. James Osmond mired way back in traffic. He dropped back to 11th.
Mired is right. 3 wide action going on back there. And Hodgkins jacking up your leader, Greenleaf. He has to check out of the throttle on the front stretch. They'll settle it back out as Hodgkins now tries the high side.
Spin up to the top of turn 3. Green flag out. We're back underway as they charge down into turn 1. Mike Hodgkins gonna outmuscle that 58 car and take over the lead. As we said, it's been a year since Mike Hodgkins has visited victory lane.
Very odd. David Greenleaf's car was sparking for the first 3 laps on the initial green, but now it's not sparking at all.
Building up those air pressures. Looky, who's in the top 3. Matt Beers is on a mission. The 11B is up into the 3rd position, and from the tail end of the field, Mark Lucas. Oh, Lucas gets into Beers.
And Osmond's involved. Osmond goes around 2, but no contact. Hard contact into Matt Beers. I really hope that does not upset his title running. And Hodgkins looking strong tonight, looking for his first feature win of 2021. He'll leave Greenleaf to duke it out with Devin Currett. Unable to maintain with Greenleaf on the inside, but Greenleaf gets loose on the backstretch for a brief moment. And more 3 wide action deep in the field as James Osmond continues.
Yeah, and actually Matt Beers is dropping like a stone. The 11B was up to 6th and now has dropped back deep in the field. Beers has dropped all the way back to 8th. James Osmond now is in 6th.
There was some contact on Matt Beers for that yellow, and you got to wonder if it affected the handling of that ride.
No doubt a roller coaster of emotions for those drivers deep in the field. But up front, a couple guys in line to pick up a season best finish. Hodgkins looking for his first win of the season. David Greenleaf looking for his first career podium in Super Street competition. And then you've got the Currett brothers racing for the final spot in victory lane, but James Osmond gaining ground on them. Osmond moves into 4th.
It doesn't look like that heat incident hindered the 5 of Dom Currett one bit. He is running relatively strong tonight after that.
Halfway this time by for Mike Hodgkins.
And at this moment, James Osmond has those 4 spots that he needs on Matt Beers, and he's working to make it 5 spots at the moment to the outside of Devin Currett. He wants that championship, but he also wants to get in victory lane so he can talk about that championship tonight. Working on 3rd from Devin Currett as we speak.
Osmond completes the pass, moves into 3rd. Half straightaway behind the 2nd place car of David Greenleaf. Mark Lucas working his way back up through the field. Picks his way inside of Dom Currett in the 5 car. Put Mark Lucas back up into the top 5. Ten laps to go.
And now it's down to 4 spots once again as Matt Beers gets by Dan Trask and puts your 2 title contenders in a tie once again. Matt Beers trying to close in on the Currett boys and whittle it down to 3 spots for him to be able to win the championship. James Osmond in the 05. He's not done yet. He's looking for 2nd. The 58, David Greenleaf, trying to hang on for runner-up honors, but James Osmond is closing in, and Greenleaf is going to open up the inside. Osmond takes the spot and makes it 5 positions once again. Five laps to go. Mike Hodgkins en route to his first win of 2021 in the 23X.
Matt Beers has got to make up 2 spots in the closing laps. As they come down to the wire here in the Super Street Point season. For Mike Hodgkins, it's been 2 years since his last win. We've got a spin down in turn number 3. Oh, that's going to shake things up. Off we go. Osmond. Oh,
Greenleaf.
Spin. There goes Greenleaf.
Into Matt Beers. That's some heavy contact on the 11. Matt Beers cleans out the right front on that thing, getting into the 58, spinning on the backstretch. We will see how much damage is on that right front.
Got the 11 of Beers. There he goes down pit road. That right front does not look good. I believe he has broken right front suspension on that car.
And David Greenleaf not wasting any time. He wants to get back to the front. He's going to try a little 3-wide action, but up in the marbles, not much traction up there. 2 to go, and they're dead even for the top spot. Mark Lucas in the picture to the inside of Osmond, looking to take second. White flag's gonna fly for Mike Hodgkins. Lucas with a nose ahead of Osmond, looking for runner-up honors. Mike Hodgkins is going to win his first race of 2021. 2021 championship. James Osmond, everybody. All right, James, did you know what was going on with Matt Beers behind you? That was pretty wild.
I didn't. I really thought this was his, and we got hit there in the corner, and I came in, I thought tire was flat. It felt awful, but he said it should be fine, so. And I don't know if it's ever handled as good as it did tonight. I just set sail, and it was going.
All right. Well, you had a restart on the front row at one point, but outside didn't work so well for you.
No, 23's fast, 85 from nowhere, but that's to be expected with Mark. And congratulations to both those guys. So I guess unofficially I might have done something pretty good tonight. So.
All right. Who do you got to thank for the championship season?
Everybody, these guys here, Justin, his father Pete, Steve Ward, Mark Sr., Matt Bailey, Brandon Bailey, my son. There's a lot of people I'm probably going to miss, but Pro Concrete, he's here, Laid Back Lumber. I'm running out of, I'm probably going to forget something, but.
Mark Lucas, all right, so after that incident with Matt Beers initially, and you went all the way to the rear, did you have any idea you'd wind up with second, getting all the way back through the field?
Well, I knew we had car enough to get here. I didn't know if we had time enough.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah, I got to thank all my crew and the fans and Richard and Vanessa. Thank Ripley and Fletcher and Ken and Roxy Farley.
Mike Hodgkins, your 2-year anniversary, Ken, the statistician up there, exactly 2 years on this weekend since you got your last feature win.
Yeah, he's probably right. It's been a long time. We've had a hard year. Just finally got the car going good.
Oh, hey, she was on rails. Who do you got to thank?
A big thanks to Dave St. Clair, Dave's World. He gave me this race car. Never charged me a dime for it. We had a front clip put on it. It's a car Josh has won, I don't know how many races with. Matter of fact, Josh is racing it next week, next time we race in the 100 lapper. So hopefully he'll put it in a circle.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got to thank Lloyd Brown Trucking, Emil Rideout Firewood, F.E. Peasley, Lloyd, Emil, Jeremy, Sandy, Ken, Bobby, Lacey, Callie, Josh, everybody that's helped on this thing, me and Lloyd, Emil, Ken, we put so many hours putting this thing together this year, it was crazy. I think this is only the 4th time I've raced it.
All right. Mike, congratulations.